When people ask me for help with their presentations, most often the very first question I ask is, who is your audience? And the reason I ask that question is because most presentations tend to center around what the presenter wants or needs, what they think is important, what the presenter wants to say or wants to sell. And this in and of itself isn't necessarily a problem. But if that's the only thing that's there, what can happen is it can miss the audience. It can miss what the audience needs or wants, what they think is important, or what they find compelling. And so if a presenter's worldview only consists of their goals, interests, and needs, what can happen is they can come into contact with an audience who has quite different goals, interests, and needs. And if the presenter doesn't comprehend those or understand those different goals, interests, or needs enough, then this is what it looks like. It looks like very little overlap and very little common ground upon which to build a meaningful conversation. But if instead the presenter can understand enough about the audience's goals, interests, and needs to create a bridge, to create an overlap where they're not just my goals, interests, and needs anymore, they're ours. Our goals, our interests, our needs. Now we have a common intersection. We have shared common ground that we can move forward in the conversation based on that. But to do that, to move from my interest to our interest, really requires one thing. And that one thing is empathy. Empathy is the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes and to be able to see the world and look around from their point of view, not just your own. Empathy is what enables you to relate to your audience's goals, their interests, their needs, as if they were your own. And it also allows you to articulate your point of view in a way that matters to your audience, not just to you. With empathy, you can shift the conversation from the individual interests that you may have started with to shared interests with your audience. And when you center the conversation around shared interests, this dramatically improves the odds of achieving an outcome that you both will consider to be a success.